Okay. Hi guys, this is Li, and today, welcome to a Tea with Li. We are so honored and with great pleasure to have a great martial artist, Tomas from Lithuania. He is the president of Wushu Federation in Lithuania, and he has practiced different martial arts, especially in Shaolin style, for quite a long time. So now, Master Tomas, you are on the stage. Please share us how and why you dived and you still are diving into the martial arts world.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Okay, so, maybe like most of us, I started in my childhood because of the movies. Back at the time, we had this TV show about traveling, and we have once a week on weekend, and we had this only 5 minutes of one of the movies shown every time on that show. And the movie was Nambe Shaolin, if you know what I mean, with Li and Tomas. So first time, it was a funny story, because first time I saw it, I went to school, I met my schoolmate, and I said, yesterday I saw a fantastic karate movie. And he said, no, my father said it's Wushu. So how it started.
Your father told you it's Wushu.
My friend's father said that this is not karate, this is Wushu.
Okay. So
because he also saw that movie. So and I started to dig from that point. What is Wushu? Because before I was born in Soviet Union, Lithuania was in Soviet Union at the time, and all the martial arts were restricted. You cannot train. So so we had no information at all. I remember I was about 10 years old. My mother did a pass to library, and I went to library and I read, and I was looking everywhere for what is Wushu, what is Shaolin Temple, in Russian, in English, in Lithuanian and in other languages, even in French. But I found a lot at that time. Found some magazines from translation to Russian called China, and actually I found really good information in there. I even found old Shaolin Temple photos before the burning in 28th year on one of old English encyclopedia, so I gathered a lot of information. And also, of course, I read a lot of stupid things. So because back at the time we had no information at all. So as you see, I'm continuing. So this is my path. That's how I started. I went to first training I had. I was about 10 years old. There was a poster Wushu training, and also I went to that training, and yeah, I realized it's not Wushu. It was a karate. So I stayed there for a few years, but people were pretending, trainers were pretending to teach you Wushu. So I had a long way for this, Then I studied a little bit Zhong, and then I studied Tai Chi, of course, like everyone. Then I studied Tai Li for some time, And first ever master, I met a real master from China. It was a master of Mashi Tumbetian. He had a school in Latvia. Yes, he had a school in Latvia, and he went here in Lithuania. I met him by accident, really. So he explained a lot of stuff for me, and that was really good because of this I had a good direction, because we, Wushu is really a big culture. So a lot of real things, a lot of things are not real, a lot of things from the movies, people have different opinions about that. So I had really good people who showed me the way, the direction. So that was really good.
Such amazing. So for now, I think you already practiced for maybe more than 30 or 40 years.
Yeah, more than 30.
This. Yeah.
Yes.
And so, okay, so you talk about the path of Wushu. You used to be leaded in a proper path, let's say, luckily. And but for now, as you mentioned, there are quite a lot of maybe false information or stuff in Wushu. So if somebody who are newbie and would like to dive into this Wushu world, what kind of mistake you used to make, we should avoid. Or what is the suggestion you can share to no matter the masters or the beginners? So,
okay.
In your own opinion.
Okay, so first of all, like I mentioned before, we didn't have any information back then, only from movies or some books, you know. Even when I was a child, we were redrawing some, you know, some movements, some taolus, just taken from somewhere, anywhere, you know. We didn't knew it, which is legit, which is not legit. So of course, and we did a lot of really stupid things, you know, like hitting trees with our legs, you know, or you know, punching trees without anything, you know, because we saw it in the movie. So
you
this
mean
is very bad.
punching the tree without protection?
Yeah, without any protection. We just punching directly to a tree. Wow. And you know, and training like this because we saw it in the movie. Because we saw in the movie you need to stand in Mabu for an hour, so you try as long as you can. So you know, even for 15-20 minutes sometimes, you know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So of course you do not train like this if you have a good teacher. So of course the main thing everybody knows, it's not new. You need to find a good teacher. Good teacher is essential. So and what is good teacher then? You know, have a lot of teachers.
Yeah.
So first of all, you can check his background, who is his teacher, and so on, the lineage. It's not so difficult, especially in China. It's not so difficult. It's not like, how to say, it's not a secret who is your teacher. You do not hide it from people, so you can tell it. It's no problem. So if people are hiding something, they will not tell you. So make some stories. So but the second thing is what is really different. It's we are different, especially Lithuanians. We tall. We have long legs, short hands. It's really difficult for us to do pupu, you know, and so on. You need to train a lot. Even Mabu is really complicated. But I remember I had this. I complained once in the Shaolin Temple. One of the first time I went to them. But Akinu, it's for me it's really hard. I did it, but for me it's hard. They say, but you need to think differently. You have long legs, so you can kick. So opponent is, you know, on a long range, and for you it's very good. So you think about this. You use this. You use this. You know, you don't need to. You know, you use what you have. You know, so it was really interesting. What else? For example, we didn't know, and a lot of people still don't know about flexibility, about how to say, about how you do the like Zhōng. How do you?
I mean, the relaxation and the softness
and yes, and stretching. Especially things like yatui, for example. Yes,
flexibility.
Yes, but how it's done, you know, that how the leg position should be, you know, and so on. People just don't know. We just did it. We didn't know. Now we know. Yes, yes. And for the new people who want to start Wushu, it's really complicated. It's a long story, but I will try to make it short. Wushu is really big culture. So. First of all, realize that Wushu and Kung Fu is the same, because we still have this. People don't understand. A lot of people think it's different things. So second thing is Wushu is very different kind of. So it can be first two biggest differences: traditional Wushu and sports Wushu, modern Wushu. So traditional Wushu is different because sports has other logic. sports is different. And if you see, for example, modern Taolu, not much left of the old ways, because it's how to say, it's another approach. It's for show, it's for make a good, fantastic sports, but it has different meaning, you know, different usage. You know, it's different.
In a sort of way, maybe it's we can call it. Yeah, in China we say somehow, if too much showing off is we call it 花拳绣腿, like a flower feast.
我知道.
Yeah,
yes, I know.
Okay.
No,
right.
But,
yeah.
But you know, I don't see it's I don't want to tell it's bad. But you need to understand that sports wushu is for sports. It's a sports is like gymnastic. Okay, so it's different. Maybe right now a lot of people are talking that we need to bring more martial aspect to the Taolu in wushu sports. A lot of people think about this because it loses its original purpose. So talking about the fighting sanda is fantastic sports, but also it's kind of modern one. So there are some old ways in there, you know, but still it's modern one. We need to admit it. So, and there is traditional wushu with a lot of styles, which is also a mess, like Bruce Lee said, like classic mess. So so a lot of people teach a mix from sports wushu and parts of traditional wushu and so on. You know, it's really complicated because that way you lose what they were building for a long time. How your body should be prepared, how do you use it, and so on. It's really different thing. So for people to start wushu, first you need to understand what kind of wushu do you want to start. If you want a traditional way, really deep Chinese culture and so on, you are trying to find some traditional good master, which is really hard. So, and if you choose a sport, like a sport, then you go for a sport, especially for young. I think for children, especially for children, wushu, sports wushu, I think it's the best. It's the best way. After you have this sports jipengong, you know, all this preparing, you can go to another martial art. I think wushu at this point is the best. So the other aspect of wushu, of course, is health. So then you can train Tai Chi, yes, Tai Chi Chuan, like we call it Tai Chi in English. But also you need to understand that Tai Chi is very different. So old Tai Chi is one. New Tai Chi is also good and made by the old masters also, but it's for different purposes. You cannot train 24 like forms of Tai Chi, 24 Tai Chi Chuan, yes, and you think that yet you will be a best fighter ever. A lot of people have this illusion, so that they have fighting abilities. Yeah, of course they are not. It's very good for your health, for your brains, and so on. It's very good. But you cannot expect to be like original Chen Tai Chi Chuan, yes, which is mostly, in my opinion, which is mostly sophisticated wrestling. So and it comes, of course, not from any Taoist or Wudang or so on. It comes from Shaolin Temple directly, in my opinion, because also Chenjiago is really near Shaolin Temple, and if you look at the history, you can see that it has the same roots like Shaolin Taizu Changquan, yes, a long fist. So it's very different. So you need to decide for yourself what you do. No illusions. If you want to have a good health, then you practice this. The other thing that I want to say that is really complicated. People often say Qigong. Qigong is a modern term. Yes, it's really recent, because before that people call it Neigong. So Neigong is, if you see a traditional wushu, it's incorporated in the style. So it is inside Taolu. Maybe we had before some separate Negung, like Yijinjing, like Baduanjing, yes. But what I want to say that traditional martial arts is really interesting because it's not like sports. Sports is sports. You are young and then you are finished. In traditional martial arts, you train and you keep your health. It's both sides. So it's because you have a fighting ability, but also you keep your health. You don't ruin your body. You don't have this. You don't need medals. You don't need sports and so on. So this is very different. Yeah, that's maybe all what I wanted in short to say about this.
Well, so you mean the Qigong is somehow like a new concept, but
new term.
I mean
it's new term.
New term. So people used to say, for example, when I traveled, in Western world, Europe, America, Latin America. So some people said that the Qigong is somehow like the foundation for traditional martial arts. I mean, beyond your perspective, it clearly is not, right?
I don't know what they mean really, because Qi, like Qi concept of Qi, we know it's all the way in Chinese.
And okay, in a short way, we say, do you believe this Qi or energy flowing in this stuff or not? How do you think about it, that in Western world, many people believe in the Qi or energy flowing, let's say, how we name it. And some people even believe I can hear you or hurt you by my Qi without touching you. So what do you think about this?
I have simple answer. Have you seen Xu Xiaodong? And have you seen Ma Baoguo? What happened in this fight? So it's very simple. So do I believe in Qi, in this concept? Yes, I do. I believe in it. Do I believe it's like some real thing that you can find? I don't think so. I think it's the way you control your body by imagination, something, and doing some exercises, like how to say, like meridians. Yes. Please, you can cut any person's body. Do you find the meridians? No. This is just an imaginary thing. Like, this is a concept. You cannot find, like, when you do surgery. So I think Qi is good. It's a nice concept, but you don't need to lie to yourself that you have a special powers. Which you can hurt some people or make it. It increases your health. It's like, in my opinion, yes, it's a way of keeping your health. It's a way to make you stronger, not only physical, like not physical power, not like a physical Li power, yes, but also additional. But it's not so strong as people think about this. All of this can, in my opinion, all of this need to go together, not to be separate. So it's the same like tension and relaxation and so on, like, yeah, it's like yin yang. So this is my way of seeing those things, because we have seen a lot of people showing no-touch techniques, pushing people, throwing around and so on. I do not believe in this because I never met any person who could do this on me. So I had a suggestion to every time in China: if you are so powerful, let me punch you. So, and just show me. Yeah. I never met those people. Maybe I never met maybe some masters. So yeah, you are from China. So maybe some, when I was in Shaolin Temple staying, because I went there a lot of times, I saw a lot of foreign students, and they were telling me really fantastic stories. You know, they said masters are hiding everywhere in the mountains here. I asked which particular mountain. I went to every mountain here. I know all the places, so please show me. So people like stories. It's good. Stories are good, but it's not true.
Yeah, sure. And also thank you for your sharing about this and your understanding. I did also a bit of research that before we have this Qigong, which is quite popular in China and also at abroad, we have a concept called Daoyin. Maybe you heard about that, right? So in the very beginning of Qigong, so we use the Daoyin, or later it somehow like a Neigong, whatever. So I think in Zhuangzi, it said 导气令和，引体令柔，导气 leading, 导 leading, or clean up, you know, to make a channel. Like, you know, the river, how the river can move, it must be within the channel. So leading your qi to be harmonic. Yin ti, stretching your body in softness. So, and then beyond this Daoyin and Qigong concept appeared. And I think people like the way the qi, you know, this somehow like undeniable. You know, you cannot really see it like a meridian, you know, this stuff. And but the Qigong, I think it may help the elders, you know, to loosen up the tension of their body, to kick out the block away. And then when their body is in softness, right, and they are ready to practice the other, you know, no matter traditional martial arts or whatever. Because so for us, grown-ups, our body is formed. Sitting too much or whatever, you know, we must rebuild it. Like when I was in Lithuania, I think we went to the Bruce Lee, the restaurant.
You do remember? Yes.
Yeah, some guys I think ordered a smashing potato, right? Yeah. So we got our body like the potato. We must smash it and reform it again, and for the other, you know, potato chips, potato soup, or whatever the potato, you know, like you can choose a different way after your body is in good, you know, flexibility and strength. Okay, so this is the Qigong of my little understanding. Okay, now back to your experience. So you mentioned that, okay, to check out the master's background, or whom you are going to practice with, you must make sure this is a good teacher, right? Everybody. So you mentioned that we should check the background of this master, whom is the teacher of this master. But nowadays, maybe, for example, is the commercial society. You are the master, maybe I pay you something, maybe $10,000, and I buy a title. Okay, I am the disciple student of Master Thomas. So how people should avoid of this?
For 10,000, yeah, you can buy from me, no problem.
Okay. It's happened quite common in some cases.
Yes.
So I buy your title and maybe I training with you 1 day or 1 month, and I say, okay, I open my school and start teaching.
Yes, this is
how we you know find a good teacher, as you mentioned in the very beginning, to join to this martial arts world, and more specifically, particularly.
This is really complicated. Yes, you are very right. That's why it takes so much time to find a good teacher. You know, for
how some people, you find the good teacher?
Myself, okay, I will share it. First time I went to Shaolin, I read, like I told, I read everything I could, before there was really internet started, you know, and there was few messages from some people in forums that actually went to Shaolin Temple and had some training or in surroundings. I read everything, you know. It's very interesting because I met those people for a long time past, and I met them. It was very interesting. Some of them, of course, some of them are really fantastic people. They lived in Dompong surroundings, you know. They gathered information, went to old masters and so on. For me, it was like that. You know, I had a list of Shaolin folk masters. You know, 10 masters of Shaolin. So at first, I had information, Russian information from students of, if you know, Shu Wang, if you know this man, who wrote encyclopedia.
Yeah, I heard about him. Yeah.
Yeah. So first of all, I was convinced that it's the best school ever. They said that he's fantastic master and so on. When I went there, what I found a very bad sports-like school with military background. So it was very bad. So I thought, oh, what to do? What to do then? Because it's the same when I went first time in the temple, I just saw a lot of tourists. You know, it was back in, it was in 2007, I went first time there to Shaolin Temple. And I found a lot of tourists. For me, it was like a tourism just place, and that's all. Of course, I like the temple. It's nice, very nice place. And you know, it was an evening time for me. First time I went there, they closed the temple, and I was standing there and thinking, so what? That's all? This is what I was, you know, going for. Of course, there were a lot of sports school or half sports, half traditionals around. So, okay, then I knew that some guys from Russia lived there, and they were really devoted, from Siberia, very good. Living there next to Shaolin Temple in a village called Wangzigou, if you know the place. Of course, you know the place.
Yeah.
Which is not anymore. No Wangzigou right now. So I went there, I met them, and that was like I said, I found the right people, because before I go in there, I knew just few names from documentaries like Shi Deyang, you know, and so on. So I went there, and they stayed for a long time in China. They speak really good Chinese and so on. And they were looking for themselves for really traditional masters. So I joined them. So they took me to a temple, and I really appreciate that. They show me who is who in the temple, you know, and for me, it's really easier. It was really easy. But I still continued to search without them, of course. Next time I went to China, they tried to fool me, those Russian guys. So I said, guys, bye-bye. And I just went by myself looking for the people. First, of course, you go to meet the people you know from some documentaries, from some magazines, like, you know, for example, Shi Dejian was very, very famous at the time. You know, National Geography magazine wrote about him and so on. So when I was looking for those kind of people and trying to learn from them, I never had at the time one master. So, you know, just I was looking for different people. I had a chance to train in Shaolin Temple also with a head coach, Shi and Zhong, head coach of the monk. So, and many more different people, but right now I found one person called Hu Zhengsheng. He has a traditional institute near Shaolin Temple, near on the way to Dongfang from Shaolin Temple, and I was amazed by that person, because he did this research before me. He was going all over those villages and looking for people who still have this knowledge, because a lot of people say Shaolin is dead. Shaolin is not dead. Shaolin was burned, yes. Maybe most of the monks did not remember, but Shaolin has a long history, and local people, they passed this tradition for a long time. So Master Hu, he went and he was looking for real knowledge, not changed, not influenced by sports and so on. So for me, he's like a guide, and he took me, or he showed me a lot of places where I need to go if I want to find people who still carry this tradition. We went to near some villages near Loyang, and also we met some really interesting people, like Mao Yonghang. If you know, he was a former Shaolin monk. He was sold to the temple by his parents, and I don't know if he's still alive, because I have seen him alive in 2019 last time. So, but it was really an honor to meet, and it was really interesting, you know. The man not from the movies, not from, you know, just from that time. So so I met a lot of interesting people who are like 95, 97 years old and still remember. And for people who don't believe this, if you do the same path like me, you would see that people who are not depending one on another, they show and they say the same, almost the same things. So
you mean the universal principle?
Yes, but they are all, for example, if you go to villages, yes, they are all all know the same technique, slightly differences. There are some differences, of course, but the core is the same. Everything is the same. People, if you talk, you find, what do you find? You find the same things. 小红, 大红拳, 东北拳. Yes, like this. You don't find any animal or drunken styles of monkey running around and so on, what we find on movies and sports wushu and so on. No, it's not the case in Shaolin. Shaolin is not a zoo. So okay, yeah, there is a legend that there was a 5 Shaolin animals and so on and so on and so on. But if you look at the real technique, you do not find, you find Buddhist names, you find Buddhist principles and so on, you know, like this terminology, Buddhist terminology. For example, a Shaolin monkey is Tumbi-chan, the technique Tumbi-chan. Yeah, it shows, I'm sure you know, it's Yuan Ho. Yes, this how to say human monkey, I don't know how how you call it. So, but it's inside, it's the feeling, it's the principles, but not outside monkey. Yes, you don't fool around with a stick and pretend that you are a monkey. So it's different. It's Southern tradition. In South China, yes, I think you can find animal styles and so on and so on. So this is my experience.
Well, okay. Thank you, Master Thomas, about your sharing and also your great hospitality when I visited you in Lithuania. And I'm looking forward to see you in China. And for all of you guys and whom are searching for a proper path to dive into this Wushu world, and welcome to visit Master Thomas' website, right? The Shaolin Lithuania, something like this.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, you can search online Shaolin Lithuania or Lithuania Wushu Federation and find him. And once again, it's very personal that you share your life story, and people have different life story, but like this is our personality and uniqueness. As you mentioned in the end, all the masters, you know, they have different maybe style or different movements for the same core, the same
Yes,
principle.
yes, sure.
This
sure,
is what
sure.
we are looking for.
By the way, just if you let me tell me one thing, the core principles in Shaolin is the same like in Tai Chi. In Tai Chi, it's the same.
Of course.
Liu He and so on, six coordinations, all of this is the same. It's if you talk about North China, maybe South China is a little bit different, another story, maybe. So
yeah, I believe it's exactly the same, because no matter any style, we share the same human body. It's like by different way of expressing ourselves, we created different pictures or arts or martial arts. Yeah, just like the tea. For many people, we would like to highlight, as Master Thomas said, no matter any style, find a proper teacher and leading by a proper path, and you can express who you really are. Like the tea, one exactly same tea leaf, you can create it by different way of roasting. You make different teas, black tea, green tea, or white tea, whatever you will enjoy. And once again, thank you.
I agree. I'm sorry, I just want to mention, as I told you before, I'm no master. So masters are in China. So
not only. I mean, like Bruce said, master, or Lao Tzu said, master the other things. It's knowledgeable. Master yourself is true wisdom. From you always mentioned that you are not a master, or let's say you are a teacher, you are an instructor, but you master yourself. That's why, from Lao Tzu's perspective, I call you a master. Okay. Once again, thank you, and I'm looking forward to host you in China, and maybe I see you in Europe again. Okay.
Thank you.
Hello. Pleasure. Okay, ciao, ciao, guys. 再见。
Bye.
Bye.